Overall, the tips and treats were helpful, but everyone agreed the scenario was boring. Could have dropped dead just to liven up this dusty rock. Holding designer hormones in his hand, the scientist picking up the nests of loud chirping birds. Passing inspection, the scared birds watched as one by one they were injected. Liquid oozed out onto the records. Sliding the window open, the scientist wipes the paper outside, letting bits of injection take with the wind. "Flow like the summer winds, my little birds," whispered the scientist. "May you experience the full spectrum of life like no bird before you." The birds burst out the jar with a flash, flying as fast as they could, gaining speed with every flap. An unexpected gust of wind dropped them to the floor. Scared energy poured out of them as they tried to solve their curious landing. Eliminating that they'd ever be the same again, an old-fashioned mindset hit them cold. A dust storm flowed from them as they tipped scales in their favor. Remembering their roots, they flew out the window and far from the evil scientist's exhibit. Not knowing where to go, their little hearts were beating with fear. Among all the chaos, one little bird started to laugh, drawing in attention from all around. Steering clear of the broken phone line, the biggest bird turned and asked the little one what was so funny. It was then that marked their realization that they could talk. Soaking in their excitement that they could talk, all the other birds started up a conversation with one another. The funny twist was that some were bilingual. Talk of becoming heroes and the pressure of being the first talking bilingual birds filled the air. The birds started to realize that maybe the injections were really a considerable benefit after all. Vanishing in all directions, spotting different bays, and people to poop on. After getting hungry, one of the little birds hunted down an apple, swooped down, and wrapped his talons around it. But before he could fly away, the market owner grabbed him and threw him in a colorful glass tank. Feeling the warmth from the sun through the glass, the little bird trusted that the other birds would find him. As sweat dripped from his wings, he could see some of the other birds flying above at a distance. Quickly coming up with a plan to get their attention, he was going to run full force to the other side of the tank, shouldering the glass to hopefully jiggle it enough to make a noise or move. On his third run, a woman approached the tank and dumped in this salty, foamy liquid, making him gasp for air. He said, "Stop trying to sink me." The old woman, not knowing what to do after hearing a talking bird, leapt in the air, throwing her hands above her head, running away as she screamed, "Get the deputy!" Taking the opportunity, the little bird climbed out of the tank, shook off his feathers, and took flight. Looking back, he saw photos being taken of him. Wishing they'd all disappear, he flicked them off with his wing and let out a nice, loose, gooey white poop. Knowing he needed to eat something before finding his friends, he zipped between buildings, finding meat scraps. His stomach finally stopped growling as the last sliver of meat slid down his throat. Perched atop a golden porch, he desperately wanted to find his friends. He only let himself wallow in despair for a moment before he set off in search of them again. Unhappiness set in, knowing it was getting late, and dusk would be appropriated soon. He doubted he'd find them tonight, and feeling dead to the world after everything that just happened, he decided to come up with a game plan for morning. A huge bang woke him up. Jumping to his feet, he feared as someone tried swatting him away. Remember, he could talk. He said a couple F-bombs and flew away. Smoke lingered in the air, making it hard to see and his eyes to itch. As he got deeper in the smoke, he realized it was caused by an oil truck that was flipped over. Flying in what seemed like darkness, with the occasional clear spot, he somehow saw his friends down below. They appeared to be in trouble and needed his help. But what was he going to do? How could he stop the fire? Rather than stay there worrying, he rose into the cover of the orbiting clouds. He pleaded with them to send down rain to stop the fire. But they were silent. He said he would do anything, give anything to save his friends. And the clouds responded with a booming voice. "Would you give your life?" "Yes," the little bird answered. "Accepted," crackled the lightning that surged through him. And the clouds wept, for they would not have taken his life. Just knowing that he was willing to give it would have been enough. But the lightning is not as forgiving. As the little bird fell from the sky, he was wrapped up by drops of rain. His descent slowed as the essence of life surrounded him, and a small spark left from the lightning took hold, giving, healing, growing, and changing. A loud screech burst from the newly formed phoenix as it stretched forth its wings, fire trailing his tail as he swooped down to meet his long-awaited friends. Picking them all up in one graceful swoop, he flew in the rain, giving thanks to the clouds. His friends were in shock, unsure to believe if it was really him or not, started examining him on his experience. Waiting for what seemed like forever, his friend started to believe him. Finally, one spoke up and said, "Where to now?"